Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Scott Plex City.
Marks.
Here we are, back at it, another edition of Scott Plex City. We're going to start off, first and foremost, happy birthday, Scotty.
Oh, thank you so much. I appreciate that.
It's his birthday.
21, finally.
Finally.
got
How's it feel to be legal,
Oh,
like
wow.
legal age?
Oh, it's nice to actually go into a convenience store and, flash that ID of like, yeah, I can buy beer now.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Go ahead, ID me. I get what I want now, so definitely happy birthday.
Thank you.
You do anything to celebrate over the weekend or tonight?
Yeah, I went out last Friday with a bunch of friends because I have a bunch of friends that have a birthday in March. So
Okay.
we kind of all get together on this one day and celebrate all
Cool.
together. So we did that on Friday, sang a little karaoke. And then Sunday, I went out with my girlfriend and my folks, and we went out to Texas Roadhouse and got myself a nice big old prime rib. So that's how I spent my weekend. So that was good. Good stuff.
Nice. Well, happy birthday. Enjoy the day. Are you one of those my birthday's all week, all month people?
Not really. I just, if you want to go out and, buy me a beer or something like that, if I'm out, yeah, fine.
Yeah,
that's
go
cool.
ahead, buy me a beer.
Buy me a beer. I'm not going to
Buy
complain.
me a beer any day of the week.
But,
It could be for my birthday in 3 months from now. Go ahead, buy me a beer.
I'm not one of those people who's like, oh, I'm celebrating all week. If I go out, I go out. If I don't, I don't. So it's like, whatever. At this point, it's just another number, another day for me. So it's like, whatever.
So I don't know if we talk about this or if we don't talk about this.
Oh, yeah.
So we're going to just talk about
We're
it.
going to talk about it. It's
Because at the end of the day, we're just
going
going to talk about it.
elephant in the room.
Yeah. Paige, she has footage out there of her hooking up with some wrestlers
Mhm.
that are currently on the roster and that
One of them
aren't on the
certainly,
roster.
yes. Mhm.
There's also pictures out there. She said her phone was hacked.
And
Which
I
is
kind of believe that, too, because there are other female wrestlers that have had pictures that have been recently leaked.
right.
Melina is one of them. Victoria is another. Summer Rae and Caitlyn. So I could very well see this was a big hack because I think Emma Watson on the other celebrity side, she got hacked. So I think one guy, some super hacker out there is going into these celebrities' private, somehow getting in the cloud or something like that and getting some racy footage.
You want to know my conspiracy theory? Is that her and Alberto are not getting along right now. Things are rocky in the relationship. Alberto went in her phone, on her computer, wherever they were, found them, and put them out.
I don't know if I can believe it. If
Alberto
the other female
and
wrestlers had not had stuff hacked, I could believe something like that.
if Alberto and Paige are not together in like a month from now, do you believe it?
I could just see this because she'd be like, basically, why do you still have this stuff on your phone, or why do you still
Well,
have
that's
this
the
stuff
better
saved?
storyline.
Yeah, but
Kayfabe only.
I wish I could go with that. But since there are so many other WWE female superstars and former superstars that have stuff leaked out there, that's my first initial thought before all these other ones were leaked was, since one of those guys in one of those videos is a former boyfriend, Brad Maddox, his career has gone to crap. You don't hear about him anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe he decided, well, I'm going to just release this stuff because most of the stuff was with him in it. So that makes me think, did he have something to do with this?
That's true. Wow. I guess then I want to talk about it like in detail. I don't want to disrespect Paige in any type
Don't
of
wanna
way.
do
I
that.
don't want to do anything like that because that's ridiculous. So try and choose like things properly, words properly here, but could she have just have done it though?
I don't know why you'd want to do something like that. That's kind of totally messing up your career. I mean, especially possibly if she still wanted to be in the WWE.
Is this
maybe
way to
the-
get
or
her
maybe the-
out of the contract that she's like bound
But at
to?
the same time, it's just like, okay, you have that stuff on your phone, but it's not like you're doing anything illegal. You're you're making love to someone. That's what people do. That's how people make babies.
No, that's how it's done?
That's how it's done.
Oh, okay.
You know, so it's like it's not like you're doing anything illegal. It's just like, okay, you're being a little freaky, putting it on your phone and recording it and stuff like that. But it's nothing that's bad. It's a natural thing. People do that.
The New Day appear on Raw this week?
Actually, they did. It was a quick little segment. They were backstage, but it started out very funny because both Kofi and Big E are looking at Xavier Woods, who was another person that was in one of those videos with Paige, apparently.
He was.
And they're both looking at him like, you want to talk about something? And they're like, and then Xavier just goes in, yeah, WrestleMania 33. So they made a slight joke out of it, which was what they do.
Yeah, I mean, they got to somehow kind of address, I believe when it happened to Seth Rollins a year or two ago, he addressed it somehow. I feel like he kind of made some joke about it.
He probably did.
I feel like he did. So, just get it, move on.
Or somebody else did, maybe like a Dean Ambrose or something like that in a promo. Something was.
But this is the best time for it to happen for her if this was going to happen because she's not on television currently at the moment.
She's not main.
It's not derailing any type of momentum.
Anywhere. Yeah,
exactly. And she's not supposed to be back.
It might do something, but not really. Again, it's like, hey.
Well, his face isn't shown, is it?
It's.
I didn't watch the videos because I don't watch videos that people didn't put out.
But from what I know, you can kind of see it, and it's like. You can kind of see the face a little bit and the body type. It's like, okay, that's probably him, but it's like.
Isn't there an up, down, down episode of Xavier and Brad Maddox with?
I know there's one with
Paige?
him and Paige. There's I think a few videos with him and Paige with that.
All right, so we'll leave that there then. Yeah, I guess you could do whatever you want with that info right there. You can tweet us how you feel at Scott Plex City. You can follow us on Facebook. We got one of those now. We got Twitter. We got an Instagram. They're all brand new. So like
us, follow us, and all that kind of stuff.
All that good stuff. I guess the other really thing that I enjoyed this week the most was those John Cena and Nikki Bella parodies that Maurice and The Miz did. They were so funny.
I'm John Cena. Recognize.
They basically just made fun of the fact that John Cena, it has all these rules around the house and all these rules in life that you got to follow, and that Nikki always is just waiting for John to propose to her. And he just clowns it like, oh, I got you a diamond, I got you a ring, I've always wanted to ask you this. It's about time I say it.
Pop the question. Has a balloon that says question on it. He pops it.
It's good stuff.
I got you a diamond. Dallas Page Yoga DVD. I got you a ring. A WWE Raw toy ring.
John Cena and Nikki Bella got to come back with something next week.
They did a little something on Talking Smack later that night, and basically John was like, you had your fun. You have another week to laugh it up and all that kind of stuff. He was like, I was laughing myself. It was very entertaining, but, you have another week to do that. But once WrestleMania, all the laughing stops. So.
Look at Cena being all serious when he's the one that's all jokey, ha ha, he, slapping the knee type stuff. You know what I mean? And
but at least he said, hey, he found it amusing. He found it funny as well. He wasn't totally didn't act like he was offended by it and all that kind of stuff. So it was funny.
Miz does this next week, should John come down and get involved and knock him out?
Have a few more of those skits because after the second one they did last night, it still said to be continued. So I wouldn't be surprised if they do a few more of those skits.
Was it divided up in 3 or was it just 2 divided? It was just 2 divided in. It was really good. I enjoyed it.
Very entertaining. Some of the best work Miz has done, for sure.
Yeah, that was some of the best camera work and movie making we got to see all week. Got edged out a little bit by something else.
Yeah.
Took top priority, but we're not going back there. But I just want to say that though. Alrighty, so I guess I guess we should say that the Usos, American Alpha, that's getting ready for WrestleMania. I don't think that's really making any splash. Or I don't think that's making any noise. You know what I mean?
It should, though, because that was a great match.
It was
Those
a good
two put on one
match,
hell of
but
a match.
I don't know what that we're gonna really get from that. I like Carmella versus Becky Lynch. That was a pretty good match. And at the live event that they had here recently, they had a 6 women match, and it was only like 5 minutes, which is lame because we seen Mojo and some other dude for like 15 minutes. But I think they're doing that because that's exactly what it's going to be at Mania, and I think they're just getting
they're not
all.
gonna get much time with that match?
No, I think they're just like letting the girls get used to everybody in the ring together. So, and they didn't want to give everything away, but they want to be like, because when there's 6 people in the ring, there's a lot of moving pieces, a lot of moving elements, a lot of different things to do. So if they go out there on live shows and they, you know, let's say they're going to have a 15, 20-minute match out there and they do we'll just say 3 to 5 minutes on house shows each night, they can get it down over the, you know what I mean?
I
like
agree.
figure it all out,
Yeah.
get used to where everybody's going to be, you know, maybe get used to the finish, how maybe somebody has to pop, you know what I mean? So I think it's something to work out, but I really was disappointed that that was the only women's match and that it is only a handful of minutes. It was kind of disappointing, but at the end, everybody's like, Becky, Becky, Becky. Had a dope feel to it, like no extra lights, just like lights right on the ring. The place was packed, like probably like, I mean, the whole bottom was filled and almost like half the upper top of the Times Union was filled.
That's good.
I'd say 3/4, 3/5.
For a house show, it's not too bad for them. I mean, they've had some SmackDowns where they had to start moving people around.
I'd say there is 8,000 to 10,000.
That's cool. That's good. For a house
you know what
show,
I mean?
that's
Because
awesome.
that holds about 14, 16, something like
I
that.
want to say somewhere around there.
So I would say 8 to 10.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad for a house show.
No.
It was crazy. It was really intense. So it was cool to see. But I think they're keeping a lot of the women stuff, not really giving us so much right now because.
And we still don't even know what kind of match
Yeah.
that's going to be at WrestleMania. So that's something to look forward to. And there's talk that they're going to bring in some other women for this match. Maybe like a Victoria or maybe What's-Her-Face. Already everything is going to show back up. And
I heard that she might be getting fired.
she hasn't done anything.
Nope.
So, I mean, it would kind of make sense. Almost like a Jack Swagger. You know, he hadn't done anything. So they finally, you know,
See
let him
ya.
go.
Bray Wyatt definitely cut a hell of a promo. They had the mask of Eric. What is that? A sheep? A lamb? What is it?
I think sheep.
Something like that.
Something like that, yeah.
There's a bunch of them.
Bunch of guys just
standing
beat
around.
up Randy Orton, which was creepy.
And then he talked about how Bray talked about how you only made me stronger, Randy, by doing this. Now me and Abigail, we're one. We're together. How far do they go with this?
I don't know. I mean, I'm kind of liking the whole Undertaker creepiness that they're doing with this whole thing. So I want to see where it's going to keep on going. I kind of like the whole, you know, letting the reality kind of go away and start doing this whole weird macabre stuff.
Yeah. Do you think Randy Orton's doing his part? Could it be better if it's somebody else? I don't think Randy Orton's really living up to it. Like, when he was there, when they're holding him back and all those little goons of his holding him back, and he was just listening to Bray, like, speak. I was like, come on. Like, Bray is just so much better than Randy, and I think it shows. I think Randy can do so much more, but for some reason, he just second guesses himself. He doesn't go to that point to where he can go to. I think Randy only gives us 70 to 80% of what he can do. I think there's so much more to Randy. Why is he hold back on?
I don't know. I think he's so much better in the ring than any like sort of promo.
Of
stuff.
course, he's one of the best ever in the ring. Like
yeah.
one of the best ever. I can never take away how good of a wrestler he is.
I thought his match.
But I think he could even be better in the ring.
Mm-hmm. I thought his match with Corbin was great. I mean, I love the ending to that too, with Ambrose coming out and distracting Corbin, and RKO's him, and just as he's about to pin him, you see the salute from Orton to Ambrose, and we have the win. So, I'm still kind of wondering why they're pushing Orton like this, because it's like, okay, you start talking about you want to push some of these younger guys, and then You're gonna put the belt on Orton. I'm not gonna hate on it too much because I actually kind of like Randy Orton. I kind of don't and I kind of do. It's weird the way I am with him. It's just like I like him better as a heel, but if he's going to be a face, don't know if I'm going to really like, especially if he's going to beat Bray Wyatt, who I think should hold on to the belt for a while. So I don't know what they're thinking, where they're going, or I'm hoping Bray holds on to the belt at Mania.
Well, what's the next logical step if Randy Orton does win the belt?
That's a good question because I don't know who would be.
I'm telling you, those lights in that studio across from me are killing me.
Oh, I forgot to turn that off.
The glare is coming through the studio.
Okay, keep on talking. I'm going to shut those off.
Oh, thank you. Look at this. Here we go. Well, I think that when it comes down, I'm just going to honestly wait for him to come back because there's nothing to get into until there he is. I just said, I was like, I'm just going to wait for him to get into because honestly, there's nothing that I can really talk about without him here because it's more of a kind of question back and forth with Randy Orton. So if we're going ahead with him, does he move on to take on AJ Styles next? Is it AJ Styles versus Randy Orton? Is that the possibility?
That's probably the only logical way of going because, where else?
Where does AJ go from Shane?
Exactly. He's probably got to beat Shane and then move on to go after the belt. So that would probably be logical. Either that or you have Bray hold on to the belt and then turn AJ face, and then those two can go at it. I think that's the only two logical ways of going. So I don't know who else Orton would go against or even Bray would go against. Because, Cena's not going to be in the picture because this is probably going to be his hiatus after WrestleMania, I would think. I don't think Ambrose is going to be in the WWE title picture for a while. He's going to be down there.
I think Corbin is going to take the IC title from Dean, and they're going to have a little back and forth, a little swapperoo for a couple months.
That's the only logical thing. AJ either or. I think he could feud either or of those guys. Turn him face or just keep him heel and then have Orton be the face.
How about Shane's mark on his eye? I didn't realize that he really got hit like that.
Unless that's a really good makeup job.
I don't know if that's a makeup job. Wow, because that looked.
It's always
real.
a possibility. Yeah, it looked like a nice shine.
It looked like crazy good, and then it looked like, Shane gave AJ a nice little jab right in the face. The first little punch that he gave him, it was just like, bomb right to the eye. It looked like here's one in return for what you did. But then his elbow drop, he just don't give an flying beep-a-roo at all, about his body, and he's probably, 40-something now? And
I think he might be, mid-40s.
I
think he's older than me, so yeah. He's still
you're 21, so he's definitely older than you.
He's definitely older than me. Yeah, he's at least 25 years older than me. Oh, if I only wish I was that young.
But imagine jump like myself, I'm 32. I can't imagine jumping off of a top rope onto a table. And I think, oh my God, I'm gonna crack every bone in my body. I want to go to a local promotion and take a bump, but I can't take no bump like
take
that.
No, absolutely not. And that's just seeing that makes me really want to see this match at WrestleMania again. People were kind of bitching and moaning about it. Oh, geez, why are they giving Shane? Just look right there. This is going to be a sick matchup.
Right.
I don't care. I don't care what you say. AJ makes anyone look good. Anyone look good. And this is going to be a fantastic match. Yeah, especially there's going to be bumps like that. There's going to be.
Yeah. I'm excited for it. It's easily became one of the most exciting matches in my opinion. I like how you basically called Nia Jax is going to be added into.
Thank you. Told you.
The Raw Women's Championship scene. She went out there. She did her job. Who did she beat? Was it Bayley?
It was Bayley, yeah.
Yeah, she beat Bayley. And she became the fourth person added into. Now it's a fatal 4-way for the Women's Championship. That makes me think that Bayley's now holding on to it, but we'll get into that more next week because we are still a 11 days, I think it is, from today, away from Mania. 10 if you're watching the video, because video comes out on Thursday. Is this the right decision here? Is Dana Brooke going to try to get herself into it? Because for some reason, after her like jobbing out and getting beat up by everybody for the past year, they expect us to believe that she can beat up Charlotte.
Yeah.
Like, I tweeted about it on our Twitter at Plex City. You could see tweets from myself and Scottie B on there. And I'm like, this don't make no sense here. Why are we supposed to believe she's giving Charlotte this much of a challenge? Charlotte should wash her. If Charlotte was that bad of a champion, like, I mean bad, like good, bad, you know what I mean? If she was that bad of a champion, how is she going to be losing to her?
But at the same time, Dana Brooke was kind of like there to help Charlotte a lot of times win those matches and help her keep the belt. So in a way, you kind of have that thought of like, oh, she might be able to beat Charlotte because, hey, Charlotte doesn't have the help anymore. So but at the same time, she's jobbing out to everyone else. Probably she's not going to end up losing. So, yeah.
Think she gets involved?
I don't know.
Does she cost Charlotte the championship and, help maybe Bayley retain it? Like, as a way of just saying, take that, throwing up the bird at her.
I don't think so. I think this is going to be between all four of those, because I don't think she's going to be a factor in this. I don't think they need her. I think that's the reason why they're going to have the Fatal 4-Way. There's just no reason for her to get involved.
Why?
I could totally be wrong, but I don't.
Why does it look like that for Mania? The only women matches are just a bunch of women in the ring together. They can't give them a couple solo matches.
Probably because you want to get so many people on the event. You got to group a bunch of them in. That's the logical thing. It's like same goes to like the tag team championship, the Raw tag team championship. You got a 3-way with that one. The SmackDown women's, you got the whole whatever that match is going to be. It's going to be all the SmackDown women pretty much. That's the reason why you have the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal. It's to get people on the show. Because I think for one thing, I think they get like bonuses if they're on Mania and stuff.
Yeah,
like
I would
that,
think so.
Like some sort of extra paycheck or something like that. So
yeah,
to get as many superstars on the show, that's the way to do it. It's understandable.
How you feel about the opening segment with Stephanie McMahon basically telling Mick Foley to get lost?
I love heel.
And Sammy coming out.
I love mega heel Stephanie McMahon because you hate her so much. You love to hate her. And they're kind of getting back into this whole authority type thing. I mean, when this whole draft started, Stephanie was kind of, I wouldn't say sweet and innocent, but she was kind of, pandering to the crowd a little bit and stuff like that, being buddy-buddy with Mick. Now, all of a sudden, she's back to being, you're fired, and just, don't mess with me, Mick, and all that kind of stuff. And now that Triple H is back in the picture, all that stuff is happening. I think they're going with an Authority 2.0 because they got the whole Samoa Joe, the Kevin Owens. I wouldn't be surprised, possibly Charlotte, maybe Nia Jax, one of them get involved in that. Maybe somebody else come in there as well. I think they're starting that up all over again. It's just the way they're acting with Sammy. Sammy's gonna be like almost like the Daniel Bryan.
Yep, he's doing
the whole underdog thing. Plus, you have kind of the underdog.
Didn't
story.
you kind of tweet about that at Scott Plex City?
I believe I did. And Bayley is almost the same way. Even though she's the champ, she's still kind of the underdog, and not really the champion that the Authority would want. So I think that they're going to be kind of going after both of them. So that's why I'm thinking maybe Charlotte or Nia Jax could join this little group as well.
I could see that happening. That's what I think is going to happen. I think also Mick isn't fully done. I think Mick is going to be coming back.
I wouldn't be surprised if he brings some people with him.
Because I think that it's going to be...
Because you have the Cesaro, the Sheamus thing.
Exactly.
They had
Sammy.
Mick's back, Sammy. So I wouldn't be surprised. I think you were talking about that in some past episodes here, that they're going to have like some sort of group with Mick and against the Authority's group, or Stephanie, if they want to call it the Authority or whatever. But
the establishment.
I wouldn't be surprised if you have like something big happen at SummerSlam with something like that.
Could they use the Authority name?
Oh, absolutely. Why not?
You don't think it's run a course?
Nah.
Or do they bring back the corporation?
I think you would keep it the authority since that was Stephanie and Triple H. So go with that. The corporation, that was Vince.
What's Sometimes you got a billionaire strut. Oh, speaking of Vince, he got in a crazy car accident.
Yeah,
he
his
smashed
Bentley got
up
all messed up.
Oh man, he smashed his Bentley up so bad. It really honestly looked like it hurt his bank
the question
account.
is, whose fault was it? And was he actually driving the Bentley?
I
Did
don't
Vince
know.
actually drive?
That's a good question.
Well, I wouldn't think a billionaire would have to drive
First of all,
himself
Vince didn't get hurt at all.
No.
But so is he God? He didn't get hurt in that accident?
Because that looked like, that car was really messed up.
That looked like a whiplash,
Yeah.
at least a little something. But if Vincent, he got out and he's like, God damn it. Yeah. Like, like, what the hell is this?
What the hell? What the hell are you doing? This is a Bentley. Damn it.
And you hit me with a freaking Kia?
Who the hell do you think you are?
Like, are you firing the driver and everything? Like, you're like, are you, sir, are you okay?
You're fired.
Oh, God. So, shout out to Vince. That's my boy. Yeah, so we'll see what happens here. I think we're going to get something, the authority return. Maybe they call it something different. I would like to see it.
I mean,
Chris Jericho,
they're definitely working towards that.
Chris Jericho, Kevin Owens, this is gone on to the next level right now. We are definitely we're getting to see that evil, mean side of Kevin Owens that people love, and it's finally here. It's like for the past year, he's been the coward, and he's been hiding or not year, 6 months, been the coward, hiding behind Jericho, being all laughy and, all that type of best friend stuff. But now he's really being that dude that appeared on NXT 2 years ago and went out to congratulate Sammy and then turned around and powerbombed him on the side of the ring on the apron there. And then it made it look like he disappeared while Sammy's gone. And now that's the Kevin that's back. And people seem to be digging it. I think that's the way to go. And having a Kevin Owens and a Samoa Joe as a team, whoo, that's business right there. And that even further goes back to the authority.
Mm-hmm.
Right there.
I love that side of Kevin Owens. I mean, I like any side of Kevin Owens because he can be really funny when he's doing some of that goofy stuff or when he's being this serious, badass heel. It's like he's a well-rounded wrestler as far as that heel goes. He can be the scaredy cat heel or he can be the pure badass heel who doesn't give a crap. And that's one of the reasons. I mean, I don't care that he's kind of got a gut and stuff like that. Who cares? He's just a great personality and someone that you saw in a dark alley. You might be a little scared of him, especially if he's acting like this.
And in my opinion, he may not look like he can move around in the ring, but he can.
He can do all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah, he does flips and he does these crazy moves with people off the top rope and all that stuff. He's what is it? Not limber, but he's
he's kind of limber for a big guy.
Yeah, whatever. So. He's something like that. I can't think of the word I'm thinking of here, but Kevin, you gotta respect what he's doing
for sure.
And if you say that about Kevin, you almost got to say about Samoa Joe.
Oh yeah. He does some moves that you wouldn't expect a big guy to do.
No, because
then on top of that, and then you have Braun Strowman. Some of those moves that guy's doing. That guy's huge. So I mean, these guys are getting trained very well these days.
Oh yeah. Do you think Braun Strowman is the upgraded version of what was his name, Ryback, and that big strong guy?
I think they're just kind of going for
the new Big Show,
maybe a new Big Show, new Kane, just the big monster heel. That's where they're going with that. I just want to know where they're going to put him in this whole. Is he going to be part of the Battle Royal WrestleMania, or is they going to fix him into the Roman Reigns Undertaker match? Because I mean, there's still obviously tension between Braun and Roman, and they're nothing has been settled there. So, is he going to get involved in that match, or that's I'm
It's up
intrigued
in
by
the
it.
air.
I'm very intrigued by this.
And
It's
that's
like,
what
where are they
makes this
going with
Mania
this?
so good
Oh,
is
yeah.
that not everything is set in stone. We're less than 2 weeks
than 2
away
weeks away.
from it, and we don't know everything that's going to happen.
No.
And storylines, which I want to talk about more next week. Storylines for this Mania, some of them been building up for years and 6 months. So there's a lot of long storytelling now. The stuff that we've been wanting, that we've been complaining that the WWE got away from for years, it's back. And this Mania is going to be insane. You could complain about matches. Oh, why is there 6 women in this match? Why is there 4 women in this match? And yeah, I was complaining about earlier. Why is there 3 tag teams in this match or whatever? But it really is because there's just so much good stuff going on right now. It's hard to fit it all in. It's awesome. Like even Triple H and Seth Rollins. This is another thing that's been going on for years.
We still don't know if that it's going to happen.
Yeah.
Obviously, it's going to happen. But, I mean, you could tell last week when his supposed injured leg gets mangled apart, and once again, like, oh, he's not going to be able to. No, he was in the ring. That definitely tells you they're having the match. And then Triple H came out this past Monday and challenged him. Now, non-sanctioned match, pretty much no disqualification, all that kind of stuff. Yeah, that
It's
match is
happening. It definitely is happening. That's a fact. And then lastly, really is on Roman Reigns and The Undertaker. Love him or hate him, Roman Reigns. I think he's going to do a great job with The Undertaker this year at WrestleMania. That pains me to say. I do not like Roman Reigns, but I have a lot of faith in this. I think this is going to be one of The Undertaker's best matches since maybe the first one with Undertaker. So right after the last Shawn Michaels one. That's like the last, my opinion. I don't think Undertaker's match for CM Punk was that good.
It could have been better. It was a decent match, but it could have been better. I think as far as Undertaker's matches go, I mean.
And the first one was going good against Triple H till he kind of got injured at the end.
Yeah. I mean, you got to think, as far as like the streak goes, he really didn't have that many great matches as part of that streak. Because he had some, the match with Mark Henry was kind of crap. The match with Giant Gonzalez and was that WrestleMania 9?
Yep.
And stuff like that. He had some real stinkers. I wouldn't so much maybe blame him for that either.
Right. No, you can't blame him completely. Yeah.
Crap, but I think every single one, he had 3 different matches with Triple H, and I think all of those were really good, especially the Hell in the Cell match. That was excellent. The 2 with Shawn Michaels were good. CM Punk match wasn't all that bad. The Brock one, that really could have been a whole lot better. The Shane McMahon match was off the hook. The Bray one could have been a little bit better, but I definitely think Roman Reigns could give him a great match. For the most part, Taker can, make someone look really good. And, if you've watched lately, Roman's been putting on some really excellent matches.
And I think Roman is strong enough and agile enough. That's the word I was looking for. To take care of The Undertaker the way he needs to be taken care of. You could throw him around, but protect him. You could catch him. I think there's a lot here. I'm excited for it. And I think Roman's one of the safest people to work with. How often do you hear about people being injured in watch now this Monday or Mania, something's going to happen. But when was the last time you can remember Roman being involved in an injury with somebody?
Nope, nothing yet.
Not in a long time. I'm excited for it. I really want to see this match happen. And it'll be interesting to see if Braun Strowman gets involved.
He's got to. The way they're building this, I think he's going to get involved in some way, shape, or form. I don't think he's going to be part of the match, but I think he'll obviously get involved.
Now, he's been backing down to Undertaker and all that stuff. Is there a chance he becomes an understudy of Taker, Braun? Opens up the cape and says, "Come on in, my son."
I don't think so. I don't think they need. He's
good on his own.
He's good on his own. I gotta say, as far as we're talking about this, I do like the way that it ended this past Monday. Undertaker takes care of Braun, and he turned his back on Roman. And then you see the Taker thinking to himself, "Oh, poop."
Yeah.
And because he knew that he had his back turned, and then he turns around, boom, gets the spear. He knew that he made a mistake. I like that little those little intricacies. You see something like that. It's like, oh, he knew he made a mistake. He knew he was going to get nailed. Still, I don't understand why you don't turn Roman heel here. I mean, 'cause
I think
he's
this
getting
is
booed like mad anyway.
I think this is where they do it.
They should.
I think they commit.
They really should, but I don't think they will. I think they are so just die hard on making him the face of the company, which you could still do. I mean, look what you did with The Rock back in the day. He became the face of the company.
He only needs
was
to
one of
be
the biggest heels there was.
He could be heel for 6 months,
Mm-hmm.
a year, and be turned face in no time at all. Just have him go through one feud as heel, and then turn him back face. It's really easy.
Seems like pretty much every guy who was ever, the face of the company at one time was a bad guy. Hulk Hogan back in the day, before the whole Hollywood Hulk Hogan. Back in the early '80s, he was The Rock. He turned heel, and that made him more popular than ever. Stone Cold started as a heel, and then he became so John Cena. When he was doing the whole thugging.
Even Triple H, who's like the main dog on the yard now. He's the real top dog on the yard.
Taker started out as the So it's like, why not? I mean, granted, before when the Shield, he was a heel, but with those guys, they were getting cheered like mad too. That's when he was actually getting cheered all the time. And all of a sudden, the hate started, and I don't get it. I just don't get it. I still don't. Especially when I see those Shield things, and when Roman does something, and he's getting a lot of pop.
Oh, people loved him. He was the hot tag. He was the hot tag every night.
I still don't get it. Makes no sense to me. What made you start hating him? Because they're shoving him down your.
Yep, that's it.
Shoving him down
that's
your throats?
Exactly it. Because he got shoved down our throat. They knew that we liked him, so they're like, "Oh, you guys like him? Well, here you go." And we're like, "Whoa, we said we like him. We didn't say serve it up."
But at the same time, it's like back in the Attitude Era, The Rock was getting shoved down our throats. Stone Cold was getting shoved down our throats. Taker was getting shoved down our throat. People still cheer. So I don't get that. It makes no sense to me. That's just my.
It's just being stubborn. It's like chanting CM Punk.
Yeah.
Now it's just.
And I still heard those on Monday night too.
And now literally chanting CM Punk is no longer about CM Punk.
It's just. Yeah.
It's just a way to try to get under your skin.
Tick her off.
Yeah.
Or it's kind of a I'm bored type chant.
Yep.
Which is still stupid, though.
Which is kind of honestly insulting to CM Punk.
Mm-hmm.
Like, chant my name because you want me there. Don't chant my name
because you're bored.
Yeah.
I agree.
Well, that's that. Anything else you want to throw in this week?
I don't think so. I think we're pretty good. I can't really think of anything else. I'll probably think of something after we go off, but I think pretty much.
John Cena inducting Kurt Angle.
That is happening. I think that was announced last week.
Yep.
Jim Cornette is inducting the Rock and Roll Express.
Okay.
Which is kind of weird because he was always feuding with them. So it makes sense. But at the same time, Eric Bischoff's going to be inducting DDP. Totally makes sense. Buddies, and basically Bischoff helped DDP with his career. So
Diamond deserves it. Diamond got out of nowhere. All right, so that's it for this edition of Scottplex City. You can get at the show at Scottplex City on all the social medias. You can also you can find us on our own Twitters and Instagrams, all that stuff. How they get at you?
I'm at Scottie B 1976 on Twitter, Scottie Bizzle 76 on Instagram, and Scottie Blaine on the Facebook, which has been totally blowing up today since it is my birthday. I just had to say that. And that's Scotty with an IE, not a Y.
At Scott Radio's how you get at me. Get at the show at Scottplex City. Also, today is Scottie B's birthday.
41. I'll say it. I'm 41 years old today.
Happy
I'm an old fart.
Birthday to you. And I'm not going to sing it because I think there's still copyright laws on that song.
I don't think that's is that one that's that is one
I
that's
think
copyrighted.
Yeah.
So that's why if they go to TGI Fridays or something like that, they don't actually sing that song.
And if somebody
happy,
they make up their own.
Birthday. Yeah.
And if somebody flags this for singing it, they could take it down off of SoundCloud or iTunes because I didn't pay for the rights to that song.
Yeah. So if you flag any of that kind of stuff, we got two words for you.
Mm-hmm. Oh! Scottplex City.
Marks.
Scottplex City.
Marks.
Scottplex City.
Marks.
Scottplex City.
Marks.